Okay, ladies and gentlemen, keep the applause going for Matt Heslop.
Hello, there's a lot of you. Fuck. Anyway, hi, I'm Matt. I'm a bit of a family man. Some of you know this, some of you don't. I love families. There's one thing I don't like about my family, and that is my dad. Which is quite a bad thing, actually, when you think about liking your family. But okay. No, I love my dad. He's a great man. There's just one problem. He is a tight bastard if ever I met one. Especially when it came to holidays. Never went abroad on holiday, ever. Which is great. We stay in the UK. Nothing wrong with that. Except for the weather. We went to Great Yarmouth. It rained. We went to Cornwall. It rained. Went to Scotland. It rained. Went to the Lake District, where it was actually quite sunny. For about 2 minutes, and then it rained. But that's just how my dad was. I eventually managed to go on holiday abroad, and I went with school. And we had a PTA meeting just beforehand, and it got to the point of any questions, and my dad raised his hand, and I instantly thought, oh dear God, I'm going to kill you. And he stood up, and he just goes, is there any chance on the ferry trip back you can throw my son overboard? I can honestly say I've never felt so embarrassed. I've never felt so wet either, but that's a different story. So, yeah, my dad does have one redeeming feature though, and that is he gets very guilty at the slightest thing. And one of these is, as a kid, as everyone does, I wanted to go to Disneyland as a child. So every time I'd run up and I'd go, Dad, can I go to Disneyland? And he'd say no. But then he'd go out and buy me a Disney DVD. And eventually, because I asked him several times, and I'm not sure if this came down to his short-sightedness or me just getting all the Disney films, but I decided to stop asking when I got to the point where I was getting DVDs such as The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast. But that could just be me. So he was like that a lot. He did it with everything really. Once I asked him if I could have something to eat. He said no, then bought me a cookbook. And this kind of behaviour has rubbed off on me quite a bit. Now, as some of you know, I've got a girlfriend, and I've been with this girl for several years now. And it's got to the point, biological clock's ticking, and she wants to have a baby. And as much as I'm a family man, I don't want kids. So I say no, but then the guilt kicks in, and I buy her a puppy. This has happened a lot now. My life is now the Disney film 101 Pissing Dalmatians. Eventually I managed to stop going on holiday with my family, and I started going with my friends, and I went to a tea shop in the Lake District once, and I love tea. If I could live on tea, I really would. I drink it by the litre. And I went into this tea shop and asked for a cup of tea expecting PG tips with a little bowl of milk or whatnot. And she just turns to me and she goes, would you like it black or green? Black or green? I presume green's herbal, so I say black. And then she lists out a load of different teas: Earl Grey, Darjeeling, Everyday, Passam. I'm sat there thinking, where the hell's my PG tips white with 2 sugars? What the hell's going on? It's just this thing, you don't expect that from a tea shop. It's not like going to a coffee shop and expect to be asked what type of coffee you want. But that's just me. I found out as well recently there are 6 different types of tea, and I'm not talking about PG tips and Tetley, no. There are 6 overarching types. Firstly, there's black, which I'll be honest, I'm surprised the political correctness police haven't got hold of yet. Then there's white, which for me was always black with milk, and no, that is not how I view racism. Then there's green, which is what the hippies drink. Yellow, which I always thought was Lemsip, turns out I was wrong. Oolong, which sounds to me like it's the tea version of Viagra. If the girlfriend's asking for babies, I won't be drinking that. And then finally, and this is the one which really gets me, post-fermented tea. Post-fermented tea. It sounds like it's been sat in the bloody compost heap at the back of the garden for the past 3 months stewing away. I'll avoid that. One of the guys, we perform this to the group so everyone knows how we're doing, and they, one of them said, isn't that beer? If beer is being put down as a tea, I'm on board, but I don't think it is. And the other thing is, each one of these each one of these teas has got certain instructions you have to follow for each one, certain temperatures. And it just drives me insane at how every tea has different rules. like Earl Grey. I never knew this, but I once got asked, how did I want my Earl Grey? And I said, milk, 2 sugars. I nearly got knifed because I didn't say honey and lemon, but that could have just been because I was in Scunthorpe, so who knows. But it's just quite insane. They also have a thing called Russian Earl Grey. Russian Earl Grey. Now, in my mind, that's the tea equivalent of Irish coffee. Tea and vodka. I'm going to try some of that at some point. This just brings me on to my final point as well of the night. Tea, the great British drink, made in China. Thank you very much.